So my name's Bernie. I met Dr. Chris through my cousin. I was experiencing some mild pain and suffering as I was working through my health journey. I started off at about 400 pounds. I was about 315 when I met Dr. Chris. I provided challenges for him on a daily basis when I went to see him. He worked on my ankles, my shoulder, my back, and basically kept me moving. And that's when I discovered MuscleCare and actually a love for the bike. We ended up sharing a love of biking. And so he quickly became Dr. Spin. As he gave me a goal of getting to a weight goal, he said he would take me to France to bike Mont Ventoux, which is part of the Tour de France. So sure enough, I hopped on a spin cycle every night for 3.5 months, working 2-3 hours to increase my fitness. And I met the goal, and it took me across the pond, and we rode up a mountain. Little did I know how hilly France actually is. It is not flat at any point, but the scenery was gorgeous, and Mont Ventoux was a challenge. It was about a 4-hour climb. I remember vividly at some points Chris riding beside me, rolling MuscleCare on my legs to keep me moving, because it is quite the climb, and we took the easy route. We got to the top. It was a great adventure. It was a great goal to be able to do that. I kept seeing Chris, kept working on me. I used to joke with him on a daily basis that I would save my visits for the end of the day when he was tired, just to give him that extra little bit of a challenge to keep him honest. But I then decided that in all of my wisdom that I'm going to take up running. I hate running, so why not learn how to run and enjoy it? So I took up running and decided to run the Chicago Marathon in 2017, and many appointments with Dr. Chris to keep my hips in line, keep my legs in line. There was one little incident where I actually had a total burnout. My body just said, nope, we're not doing this. And Chris got me back into running shape. It was about a month and a half for the race. So MuscleCare was my friend for the day. I lathered it up before I headed out. 6 hours and 55 minutes later, I crossed the finish line, and I did make it. And a lot of that is due to the work that Dr. Chris does to keep me in shape.
That's awesome. That's exactly what I remember. Our journey has been a fun one. And when I said I'd take you to France to bike, I meant it, but I didn't think you'd do it. I'm kidding. I knew you'd do it. I wanted to hang out with you. Those 5 days leading up to Ventoux, and we were riding 70, 80K a day. So much fun. And to see your face at the top of Mont Ventoux at over 1,900 meters high, it was incredible. I'll remember that forever.
That was one of the highlights, standing on the top there, finally getting to the top after I got lapped by that Norwegian guy 3 times, about 90 years old, on his 3rd trip up the mountain, and just cursing at him as he went past me. It was our 4th or 5th day of riding, and standing on the top was amazing. But I think the highlight, though, was our after-ride care. After those 80K rides, standing waist deep in a pool of freezing water, drinking rosé, and coming out to rub on MuscleCare is one of the highlights, too. You can't forget that part.
There's nothing like the combo, eh? The rosé, MuscleCare, and cold water.
Yeah.
I think we should open a facility that only provides those 3 things. We'd probably do extremely well.
We would do well. All the elite riders everywhere would be flocking to us to hang out in that cold pool and drink wine all day. Absolutely.
What things can you do now that you couldn't do before?
It's allowed me to manage my weight. My weight would be a runaway train wreck if I didn't have running, if I didn't have cycling, if I didn't have CrossFit, and even now stretching. I mean, Savannah's been a really big cheerleader to get me to stretch, because it was something I never did. It wasn't something that was on my radar. You wanted to get fit, you had to lift something, you had to bike somewhere, you had to run somewhere. Stretching wasn't a thing. The yoga classes now, the flow, and trying to get your body to relax a little bit and let those muscles unclench from that contracted position to kind of relax a little bit and just take a little bit of the stress off the body has been a huge thing for me. It keeps me moving every day. I mean, not just managing my weight, but your sanity. You find that especially in these times with COVID-19, you're stuck in home, you're kind of going crazy, and get out on a run. It's just you breathing. It's listening to whatever music you listen to, or even if you don't listen to music, you're just out, you're moving, you're clearing your brain, and you're resetting your body and just saying, okay, everything's going to be okay. Just need to get outside for a little bit. I'll be fine.
I love it. Couldn't agree more. If you had one word or one sentence to best describe MuscleCare, what do you say?
Relief. As soon as it goes on, everything just feels better. It smells really good. I personally enjoy the smell, but as soon as it goes on, I'm a little bit of a sadist, so I like to blow on it. It gets really, really cold, and then it gets really, really warm. And it's just that sense of, you just feel the body just going, okay, this is good. This is going to be my therapy for today, and relax.